Welcome to Hangin with Deez. I am your host, Deez, and with me, as always, my lovely co-host over there, Bubba J. And yeah, we look like we're a little different today, and there's a reason for that.
A little
As
bit.
expected, I am live from Pittsburgh, PA. Bubba there is just live from a
Middle
different
of
room in his
nowhere.
house in the
Yeah.
middle of fucking nowhere in the Midwest. So yeah, I'm here in Pittsburgh. We got in yesterday afternoon. Um, I uh, agreed to go to this game a couple weeks ago when futures were a little brighter, but fuck it, we're here. As far as I'm concerned, this is the motherland, and we're gonna make the best of it. But I gotta tell you, thus far, the this trip is shambles, absolute fucking shambles. Mostly my fault. The drive over was great, but let's just recap the trip here. I am what you would call a procrastinator, and I decided that because normally I get up early enough, uh, anyway, whether I have to or not, I would have plenty of time to pack everything up on what would be Friday morning. This is Saturday morning. Actually, let me stop myself before I say that. If we have one viewer right now, but Hanging with Deez is on live right now. El Donzo and Deez is currently on, and I'm a bad co-host because I'm not even listening to the show, but it is currently on Cities 92.9 and also on da, 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 da. Our podcast will be posted for it not long after that. Um, the El Donzo and D's show that normally is already up on YouTube is not there yet because again, shambles. And I will get that edited up and posted as soon as possible. Anyway, back to the trip. So I got up Friday morning at like, oh God, 4:30. And the plan was we were going to leave at 9. So I'm remodeling the house and I got online and I ordered some like baseboard trim from Menards in stock. They said they had it in stock. So I ordered like 20, I needed 22 pieces of it. Menards is not far from where I live, and it's really close to where my brother lives, which is where I had to go to catch my ride here to Pittsburgh. So I get up, I procrastinate, I really don't do much of anything until about 6:30, and I thought, "Oh, shit, I better get in the shower and start getting shit packed," and then I had to deal with cleaning up and getting the house ready for the painter that was coming over this weekend. Scatterbrain, scatterbrain, scatterbrain. Finally get in the shower, I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta pack." So, start packing everything up quickly as I possibly could. Back up, and I brought my Xbox. I packed up all this shit, all my clothes. Get up, go to Menards, go to get the trim at the pickup place. I'm like, oh well, that's an in stock item. You can just come in and grab that. Cool. So I walk my ass in there, and it's like 50 degrees out. I'm in shorts and a cut off t-shirt because I thought it was just going to be a quick trip, and then I was going to hop in the car for 8 hours. So I run in there. I go 22 pieces, right? They had 11. So I told the guy, I'm like, what's going on here? He's like, well, let me go check in the back. So meanwhile, the clock is fucking ticking. He's gone for like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know where it's at. When can you order it? I don't know. I'll have to see when the truck comes in. All right, well, just give me a fucking refund. I got to go. Oh, you'll have to do that at the front desk. The front desk, literally the fucking polar opposite of
Sure.
where I'm at.
Yep.
So I walk up there, get the refund, fucking tell him, well, you can put them back. I'm not putting them back. So get to my brother's house. All that's hunky dory. Get on the road. We're fine. Takes us, it typically is like an 8-hour drive. And I think we made it in roughly 7.5 ish. So we get here. And I thought, okay, I'm going to just start unpacking some shit and Well, no, okay. We get here. The guy sends us the code to get into the door. Code doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times.
Typical Airbnb stuff.
Fucking locks us out. Code doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we're messaging him. Finally, he's like, well, there's a key box on this little bitty door under the porch that looks like a place John Wayne Gacy's fucking put bodies. So we get in the fucking place, come in, unpack everything, and my first thing is like, well, all right, I got to check the Wi-Fi. I got to make sure we got Wi-Fi. So I search, boom, there's the address. Got it. Need a code. So they sent us the fucking code on the email was dash 412 exclamation point. What? So we had to like screenshot, blow the picture up, 11 dashes, right? So we tried it. Didn't work. Ask them.
Why would it?
So then they send a password and it's got spaces in it and there's like no spaces. Didn't work. So then they said, oh, we'll take out the exclamation point. Didn't work. I literally, by just changing what was capitalized and what wasn't in about a 30-minute time frame, managed to figure out the Wi-Fi password.
You hacked it. Perfect.
Yeah, great. So we're into the Wi-Fi. All right, that problem is solved. So then,
so it's not just the coaching in Pittsburgh that's terrible.
That absolutely. So then obviously I talked to you and we're working out the show thing. And at this point, brain was a little fried. You had something that you could have done. And I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like fucking with it tonight. So that's why we're on a Saturday morning instead of what would have been last night. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, I got an hour or so to kill before we go out to dinner and other places. Let me play a little Xbox. Dig out all the Xbox. Even brought my fucking monitor. All right, my 27-inch gaming monitor.
I know this is going.
Get the Xbox out, get the controller out, plug in the controller, plug in the monitor to the Xbox, plug in the monitor to the power, make sure my headset is good. Where's the fucking power cable to the Xbox? I didn't fucking bring the power
plugged in
cable.
Your house, in your wall.
Yeah, that's exactly where the fuck it's at. So like, motherfucker. And got on Google. I wasn't going to go get it last night because we had shit to do, but I goddamn sure was going to get up this morning and go get one because I'm here for 4 days. I got to do a little gaming. Anyway, my brother is a savior because he has a Microsoft Surface Pro. And the power cable, I looked at it. I shit you not.
It's the same power cable?
It's that long. From end to end is that long. But because it's Microsoft and so is the Xbox, it worked. So got that solved. So then, all right, whatever. We decided to go out, and I'm literally like Pat McAfee always talks about AJ Hawk broadcasting from an attic in Ohio. Well, I am literally in an attic in Pittsburgh.
I see that. That's awesome.
It's actually a Verbo, same fucking thing. It's actually like I bet this house was built in the either late 1800s or very early 1900s. It's up on Mount Washington. So like I literally can walk 100 yards down the hill here and overlook the entire city of Pittsburgh. Like, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post.
I saw a couple of pictures.
That
view,
that view is 100 yards down the hill and I can look over the whole fucking city. So that is really goddamn awesome. Cool.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
So the way this place is set up, it's an old school house that they literally divided in half. So you walk in the first floor, there's a living room, kitchen, and the back half of the house is fucking sinking, by the way. You walk into the kitchen and you're literally walking uphill and you get about halfway through the kitchen and you could sled down it. Like it just dives off. So then you come upstairs to the second level. There's bedroom, bathroom, and then a wraparound to another set of stairs, which is up here to this. Now, if I can, so like this is, see my bed there. There's a stairwell. There's the most uncomfortable fucking couch I've ever sat on. I'm currently sitting on the most uncomfortable fucking chair I've ever sat on. Now I'll never get the camera angle back that I wanted. Oh yeah, got to show you this because This was my good morning. So behind this is the loudest air conditioner in the fucking world, which is off right now.
Do you need it this morning or last night?
No,
I tell you,
yesterday.
we don't need it here.
Yesterday we did. It was a little on the stuffy side. So, but anyway, in my drunken stupor when I got home, you see that curtain that I just moved?
Yeah.
Didn't move it until this morning. Guess what direction that window directly faces?
East.
Yeah. So 6:30 in the morning, it's showtime because the sun literally finds my face directly.
Time to get up. Let's get going.
Fuck.
Your day has started.
Had the worst goddamn headache I've had in forever. And I don't know what the allergen level here is, but I woke up feeling like I spent the night doing cocaine because I could not breathe at all. And just a pounding fucking headache, which I don't get because I didn't really drink a whole lot. We walked about a half a mile still up here on the mountain down to what's called Duquesne Heights. They've got some nice restaurants and bars there. And we ended up at a place called the Steel Mill Saloon, which not a bad little hangout as long as you can get service. It took us like 15 minutes to even get fucking noticed. Ate some street tacos there. I only had one drink there. Then we went to the trolley thing. It's called the Duquesne Incline. And if anybody from Pittsburgh watches this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You ride it all down the mountain, so to speak. And you want to talk about a rickety fucking setup. And I felt some like Final Destination vibes as we're riding down this fucking thing. Just fucking what? Oh, well, I mean, my brother just walked up here. And yeah, I was just waiting on that thing to cut loose and we were going to fucking go 200 miles an hour right into the goddamn river. So from there, then we walked from the bottom all the way to a place called Rick's Cabaret, strip club. And the only real reason that we went there is because
I had to look it up this morning.
Yeah. I've talked about her on the show numerous times. A friend of mine named Bambi Wild. She's a former Miss Nude, many Miss Nude titles. Used to own a club. She worked at Big Al's and then owned a club there in Peoria. And now she lives in Tampa. And her and me and Nicole and her were all good friends. But she moved to Tampa and we haven't seen her in probably over 2 years. So as we were on the drive over, I'm just like, I wonder what strip clubs they have in Pittsburgh. And I found this place. I'm like, oh, Rick's. That's a popular name, big franchise that started in New York. And right there on the flyer, this weekend, Bambi Wild. I'm like, fuck, we got to go see her.
Gotta go.
So we went there. I will say that for a strip club, I was impressed with not only the drink prices. In a big city, they typically kind of gouge you, especially one that like this that gets a lot of out of town traffic.
Right.
But they were only $9 for the drinks, and they were actual like 12-ounce cups, not those little fucking
6-8 ounce cups.
Yeah, shit that you get like at Al's or whatever.
Sure.
And I think we had 3 drinks there, maybe. And then they had a sports bar upstairs, so we went up to check that out while we were waiting on our Uber, which there was literally nobody up there. And again, this was 10:30, 11 o'clock on a Friday night. The club itself wasn't that big anyway. And then we caught an Uber to Bar Louie because my brother has had luck meeting former players at places like that. Last time he was here, he met Santonio Holmes at that place. We get there, there's like 10 people there. So I ate a little late night snack and got it back to the room here about 1. Does that sound about right? Yeah, about 1. Crashed, and I didn't feel bad when I went to sleep, but when I woke up, I felt like I drank a whole fucking bottle. Just pounding headache.
Maybe the 12-ounce drinks were made right.
Yeah, no, they were a little on the stiff side. So the first thing we had to do was find a fucking pharmacy. So I had to get some ibuprofen and then some Claritin to try and be able to breathe while we're here. But
yeah, get out the attic dust out of your head.
Yeah, so that's been the trip so far. We got a lot of friends and family coming in today. My brother's son adult son, I should say, my nephew and his wife are coming into town, and then my brother's best friend and his mom, and then my brother's best friend's son and like his cousin are all coming into town today. So I'm sure we're gonna drive all over this fucking city, but city's awesome. Look at the pooch. He's just chilling.
You gonna join me today?
Hey, does he have any offensive coordinator experience?
No, but she's better than what you got.
I would say that's fine if there's no experience, because apparently Matt Canada doesn't have any fucking experience either.
If you need someone to run the ball, she'll run it. She's fast.
Well, that was the only fucking thing that was working for the Steelers last week was the running game. Really, the only thing that I was encouraged about was seeing Najee finally kind of getting into form there. Unfortunately, our passing game absolutely sucks. I'm not sure. The only reason I'm not ready to give up on Kenny yet is because I want to see Kenny with an actual offensive coordinator that can take advantage of the weapons that we have.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not liking what I'm seeing, but we got to get him a better coach. Just yeah. And I'm done. You know, I'm done with Tomlin. I'm done with his excuses. If we can't pull out a win tomorrow against Baltimore, and the only reason I give us a chance is because it's Baltimore, and no matter how bad the teams are down, if you go back through the history of that series, very, very rarely do you see a blowout either way. I won't say it doesn't happen, but they just, no matter who's up and who's down, those two teams always seem to find a way to keep shit close. And in my heart of hearts, I got to believe that that's going to be the case. And I'm hoping, you know, that they get something going. But if our offense performs the way that it's performed all season, basically, and Tomlin doesn't pull the trigger with the bye week coming up afterwards, as far as getting Canada the fuck out of town, then I'm 100% done with him. There's no other solution other than them to tell Tomlin to hit the bricks, because he's been here, 17 years, 18 years, one championship with Bill Cowher's team. And then he got to another Super Bowl just 2 years later. But ever since then, nothing. Just a string of disappointing playoff losses. And we haven't had a playoff win since, I think, 2016. It's like 7 in a row, something like that. And my brother and I were talking on the way up here because I seen some jackwagon on Twitter say, oh, well, Bill Cowher didn't win one for 14 years. True. But let's look at the fucking quarterbacks Bill Cowher had to work with for those 14 years. We're talking Bubby Brister, Kent Graham, Neil O'Donnell, Mike Tomczak, Cordell Stewart, Tommy Maddox. It wasn't until fucking Ben came along in 2004, which Cowher went 15-1, lost in the AFC title game with a rookie, and then the next year won the Super Bowl. Tomlin had elite players on offense. Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant before he turned into a fucking stoner. Yeah. Like, there's no reason that Tomlin should not have won more playoff games.
Multiple championships.
Yeah, with those teams. Bruce Arians, who Pittsburgh fans have a bad habit of hating any offensive coordinator, but the simple fact remains Bruce Arians was a fucking good offensive coordinator. And so was Todd Haley. Todd Haley tried to get too cute sometimes, and I think that's what got his ass ran out of town. But I would give a midget a hand job if we could get an offense from fucking Todd Haley right now, because what we have with Matt Canada is just absolute trash. Yeah, and I looked at the picks from last week, and I don't know, again, maybe somebody slipped something in my drink, but I thought I only picked like 4 games right. But you say we went 10-6 each, so I'll take it.
Yep, went 10-6. We picked the Lions to beat Green Bay. Jags, you picked the Jags over Atlanta. I picked Atlanta. You picked the Bills over the Finns. I really thought the Finns were going to put up a decent game against them, but it actually wasn't even a game worth watching, in my opinion.
No, and that game, you know, if you take away that first Bills game that they played, every game that they've played since, they've looked like a wagon. Like they, right. You know, I think that people slept on them a little too early and crowned Miami a little too early, because Buffalo looks like they're fucking for real too.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. I think like you said, they slipped once, but then we got both picked the Browns and the Bengals and the Colts and the Steelers. They all lost, of course.
Colts
And
should have
then
had that game.
yeah, they should have. They I don't know, but be a different week this week. JT's supposedly playing. Anthony Richardson's playing.
Wait,
So
what?
we'll see.
JT is playing?
That's what he said.
Oh wow, that's news to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he said something about, if I wasn't committed, I wouldn't be here. I'm committed. So I don't know if it's officially out yet that he's going to suit up, but I wouldn't doubt if he's on the field. I don't think he's going to be, a factor. And definitely, I wouldn't start him in your fantasy league this week, but look out for weeks to come.
Yeah, I think I do. I have him on one of my teams.
Yeah, I did too. I stashed him on the IR for.
Yep, that's exactly what I think it's in my my ESPN league that I did. Well, do you want to go ahead and get into this week's picks then?
Sure.
And then we'll talk about whatever the fuck else we got. All right. Well, I'm just, even though we won't really count it, but I'm pretty sure both of us were going to pick Washington.
Over Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That game was a
would've.
bit of a shock. And hats off to you if you're a fucking DJ Moore owner.
My wife is extremely happy that she started him this week.
Yeah, I'm not playing against him, but one of the people in one of my leagues had both Fields and DJ Moore going. So he comes out.
Fun.
Yeah, he came out of fucking Thursday with like 88 points. So that's a good way to kick off your fantasy week.
That's
so. All right, well, let's jump right to good old London then. Sunday morning football again. We got the Jags taking on the Bills. And again, a few years ago, this game would have been a laugher, but I think it's going to be at least competitive. But I haven't seen enough from the Jags yet to think that they're going to get one over on Buffalo. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Even though Jacksonville does have a decent following over there,
yeah,
it's going to be a home game for them, obviously. But I just don't think they got the power like the Bills do, especially if they played like they did last week against Miami.
Agreed. Then we got Sunday noon games. We got the Texans traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. A week ago, I would have picked the Falcons.
100%.
Jesus, the fucking Texans look like Super Bowl contenders. Oh no, that's just because we saw Kincaid score points.
Well, CJ Stroud looked really good last week too.
He did.
He's going to look good every week. I mean, look at his numbers. He's right up there with the all-time greats as far as your first 4 games of your career.
I just wonder though, because if we don't call the worst fucking play ever and pick up the first down and score points there, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal, that game is a totally different vibe because we cut it to 1 score.
Sure.
The defense was actually playing well right there. And, but after that play, everything just completely went to shit and it turned into what looked like a blowout in a game that was actually close at the end of the third quarter. All that being said, yeah, CJ looks fine. But I still got to go with the home Falcons here.
Man, I think I'm going to go Atlanta as well. I really hope they don't get blown out, but at the same time, was last week a fluke because Pittsburgh was just that bad? Did Pittsburgh just have a bad game and they'll bounce back? And Houston actually isn't this good. I don't know. I said it a week or 2 ago. Maybe Houston is this good. But I don't know. But I did pick Atlanta to be my sleeper team in the NFC, so I think I'm going to go with you.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's defense is going to be to put on a better performance than our defense. That was my biggest disappointment, was the fact that our defense let a rookie and a second-year wide receiver do whatever the fuck they wanted. And I think Atlanta's defense is going to be better prepared. They are now Houston's offensive line is now down another one as Kendrick Green was tore his meniscus, so he's going to be out for a while. So I don't even they'll probably pick somebody up from the fucking local semi-pro team to fill in. So for that reason, I'm going to take Atlanta, like I said. Then we have the Panthers taking on the Lions. Don't think there's a whole lot that needs to be said here. Give me the Lions.
No,
not sure about the 9.5, but I definitely think the Lions get the win here. They might cover, but yeah, Lions all the way there.
Yep.
Are you putting these on the dock that I can't?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then we got the Titans taking on the Colts. This is another one of those series that it seems they always keep it relatively close. The JT thing is intriguing. Colts actually showed some moxie by coming back last week. I'm going to take the Colts. I think they're onto something there.
Yeah, I haven't been impressed with the Titans at all, really, this year. I really had high hopes for them in the beginning of the season. Adding D-Hop and Derrick Henry, and Tannehill's not a terrible quarterback. But I'm not seeing much from the offensive line. I'm not seeing a whole lot from the defense. It's just they're very disappointing. I was hoping they'd be a little better team. I actually had a couple, stretches on my fantasy draft from their team, hoping I'd steal somebody, but it's not looking like it's going to play out that way. So I'm also going to go Colts just because I think JT is going to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Then we got the Giants traveling to Miami. Again, I don't see much here that needs to be discussed. I think Miami is going to bounce back from that loss and just probably boat race the
They're
Giants.
putting up 50.
Yeah, I see it too. Of course, the Dolphins picked up Chase Claypool for a 7th round pick or
6th or 7th. Yeah, 6th or 7th. Let me see.
Yeah,
I got it pulled up
they
here.
are sending. Yeah, you're right. They are sending Claypool. So the Bears sent Claypool and a 7th to Miami. Miami is sending them a 6th. So, I don't know how much Claypool is going to get on the field with Waddle now healthy, Tyreek Hill. So I would say he's going to be at best the 4. He might be able to. I think Claypool does have talent. He has to get his fucking head right and realize that nothing in the league is just going to be given to him. You're going to have to work to earn it.
Sure. Well, he had a decent year or two in Pittsburgh, didn't he?
He had a great first year. And then his second year was, as far as receptions and yards, were very, very close. Touchdowns went way down. And then third year, he was hurt a lot and just you could start to see the immaturity, like the comeback attempt against the Vikings where we're rushing to get up there. 11 seconds are left on the field. We have to get a playoff, and he's fucking signaling first down. Like, yeah, if he gets his head on right, and Mike McDaniels, who so far seems to be a fucking offensive genius, can get him worked in the game plan, maybe it'll work out for him. But either way, back to the game. Miami should absolutely destroy this team.
Yeah, I agree.
Saints, excuse me, Saints taking on the Patriots in New England. I believe I read Derek Carr is going to play.
I didn't see that. I got the injury report pulled up here. Let's look.
I'm pretty sure I did, but
Derek Carr is limited practice on Fridays, questionable still.
Oh man, Patriots they're in shambles as well. The line is currently even, probably because it's unknown with Derek Carr.
Are they in the dome? Or are they?
No, it's in New England. I'm going to take the Saints. I just think New England is on a downward slide.
Oh, yeah. I don't have any trust in Jameis Winston, but yeah, I don't see New England beating them.
All right. All right. The last noon game obviously is Pittsburgh. So because I'm in Pittsburgh, we're going to treat it like the old days, and I'm going to do that last. So 3:00 games. We got the Eagles traveling out to LA to take on the Rams at SoFi. Rams, I'm telling you, they're not bad. I don't know if Cooper Kupp is going to play this week, but he is practicing.
I just saw it. Where's it at?
Stafford's got that hip injury.
Cooper Kupp to make season debut Sunday versus Eagles. He's been sidelined through the first 4 weeks due to hamstring injury, returned to practice Wednesday, and is now set to play Sunday against the Eagles. Coach Sean McVay told reporters on Friday.
If Stafford is a full go, which he was limping pretty bad, but Stafford's pretty tough. So, the hell?
I guess I better plug this in.
Oh yeah, laptop battery.
Yeah,
that's always fun. Stafford's tough, so I think he's going to go regardless. Cooper Kupp brings a new dimension to that offense, and how he's going to fit in with Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell. I don't think it's going to happen against the Eagles, though. But once Cooper Kupp gets up to speed, I think the Rams might be able to contend for a playoff spot. But give me the Eagles.
I win.
Did you hear any of that? Or
I heard Puka Nacua.
Basically, I think the Rams are going to be playoff contenders, but they're playing the Eagles, and so yeah, that's where I'm going.
I think the Rams are going to beat them. I'm going to hope the Rams beat them with Cooper Kupp coming back. They're in LA, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to split with you here. 2 reasons: the Cup, and they're at home, and I hate Philly. They got to lose a game. Why not this one? The Rams have won a couple games they shouldn't have won, or at least we didn't think they would win. And why not this one too? Philly's got to lose at least once.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be absolutely shocked because, like I said, they're playing well and they're getting back arguably one of the better receivers in the league. So I see a close game, but yeah, I'm going to stick with the Eagles there. Moving on to the Bengals and the Cardinals. Do the Bengals suck? Is that where we're at? I mean, yes, I'm a Steeler fan. Yes, of course they suck, but
I'm high on the Bengals.
Not looking good there. Jamar Chase is not happy, as we saw in the presser last week. Cardinals have, while still only being 1-3, have been competitive in every game so far.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs playing hell of a good ball.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I think the Bengals are just in absolute shambles.
Yeah, I mean, I could go either way here. Your injury report, the Cardinals have quite a few people out. Of course, Kyler Murray's still out. That their defensive end, Jonathan Ledbetter, he's out for week 5. Who else we got? Everybody else, bunch of IR for you folks. Man, since he's terrible, I don't know.
Yeah.
T. Higgins was limited again. Wouzier didn't practice on Friday. Trey Hendrickson didn't practice on Friday. Man, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is beginning of the season. If you'd ever say I'd be questioning Bengals versus Cardinals game, I'd have laughed at you.
As would have everybody in the fucking world.
So, man. Just for the sake of the picks, I'll split with you, and I'm going to pick Cincinnati. And if If I lose, whatever. I don't even know what to say.
And then we have the Jets taking on the Broncos in the oh God, what's the guy's name? Who's the coach?
For
The coach that got fired from the Broncos and now he's the Jets OC.
Hackett,
Yeah, the Hackett Bowl.
Jonathan
Jets,
Hackett.
yeah, Jets are looking for a little revenge for the whole Hackett thing, and if you recall, who Sean Payton said some bad shit about Hackett and started
Oh
a
yeah,
to do back then. Broncos look like absolute trash. Jets, actually, Zach Wilson performed pretty well against the Chiefs.
yeah, they looked really good.
If he doesn't just flat out drop that ball, who knows what happens there? It is in Denver, but I think the Jets are going to be highly motivated. I think Zach is going to carry a little momentum. So give me the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jets with you. A lot of the same reasons, but Denver, I mean, they lost or won by 3 against arguably one of the worst teams.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, just terrible.
Yep.
I don't think they got it. I don't think the players trust the coaches. I think Russell Wilson's done. I think he just needs to hang it up. I really do. He's just. I'm got to go with the Jets. Will you go lay down? You can't be part of the show.
All right, moving on. We have the Chiefs traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Vikings sitting at 1-3. Probably one of the better 1-3 teams that you'll see. That being said, I think the Chiefs win this. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. But I got the Chiefs in a 31-24 type scenario here.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't see Mahomes losing to Kirk Cousins. Just ain't gonna happen.
No. And then Sunday night game of the week, bar none, I believe. That's
game of the year.
Easily the
first game of the year, anyway.
Right, the premium matchup we got.
Yeah. Cowboys
traveling to San Francisco or wherever the fuck they're at. It's not San Francisco, but taking on the 49ers. I'll go ahead and fuck it. I'll let you go last. I'm taking the Niners. Niners are a fucking wagon. While Dallas has looked, mostly impressive, save one bad game against Arizona. San Francisco just looks like they are really clicking right now. Christian McCaffrey is on pace to hit your bold prediction.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the home team wins here in a very tight game. The spread is 3.5 in favor of San Francisco, and I could see a coming down to a late field goal. But give me the Niners.
Yeah, I figured you'd pick San Francisco. The spread is in their favor. They're at home. They got C-Mac. They're rolling. I mean, they really are. This game is going to be won in the trenches and the turnover battle. If their defense can force turnovers and even score on a turnover, it's going to be a different game. But that's a big if. It really is. I'm picking Dallas because they're my boys. But man, if they lose this game, no, we're not going to hear the end of it. Oh, see, they can't beat a good team. Da, 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 da. No, we can't beat the best team in the league. Hands down, San Francisco right now is the best team in the league.
But you lost to Arizona.
So?
I know. Look, I'm over here in a fucking glass house throwing stones. So
right. I don't know. The defense has to show up like they have 3 out of the 4 weeks this year. And if that's the case, I don't see why Dallas couldn't win.
I agree. The only problem I have with your theory is you're asking them to get turnovers from a team that doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, well, if there's any defense on the field that can do it, Dallas is the one.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with your assessment that that's what is going to have to happen. We know that Dak sometimes has a bad day and does turn the ball over. And if they do that, then you're in big trouble.
Oh yeah,
But,
we're big trouble.
I'll be shocked if this is more than a 7-point win on either side.
Sure, absolutely.
And if it is, it's because of what you just said.
Yeah.
One way or the other, one team just absolutely kills themselves.
Right. And what would the conversation be on Monday or Tuesday on Good Morning Football if Dallas blows them out? What if Dallas puts up 40 points and
it's going to throw everybody in a
holds
fucking
them to holds them to 10, 40 to 10. What's the conversation then?
I agree. Yeah, it's just, I mean, this season already has been pretty fucking strange.
Right.
So.
I mean, we already know what the conversation is going to be if San Fran puts up 40 against them.
We told you.
We told you.
Same old Dallas, No, you're absolutely right there. Then we got Monday night in a game I have zero interest in watching. The fucking Packers traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders.
Yeah.
I believe Garoppolo is going to play.
I believe so.
I believe it's not going to matter. Give me the Packers
here.
Jordan.
Yeah, he cleared concussion protocol. He will play Monday against the Packers.
Yeah, Jordan Love is performing quite well. So, and I just don't really see a whole lot there with the Raiders. So give me the Pack. Although Devontae Adams, quote, revenge game could make it a little interesting, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
No, I think he dislikes his current situation enough to where he don't even care that it's a former team. I really don't.
I mean, people are saying the revenge game factor, but it's really not revenge game because he's the one that wanted out of there.
Yeah. And
he wanted to go play with his college best friend who sucked that year and was shipped over to, or not shipped over, but cut. And then he got stuck with Garoppolo. So,
right.
That's not really a motivating factor for him because he's the one that wanted to leave Green Bay. But
yeah, and Green Bay shocked me this year. I definitely didn't expect them to be in the position they're at, challenging for the North Championship, but they are. Jordan Love's looking like he's not as bad as I thought he was going to be. The receivers that they got, even though they don't really have them big names, they're pulling out some wins. I think Aaron Jones played last week, didn't he?
Yeah, didn't do much, but
he'll be on full tilt this week probably. So yeah, give me Green Bay.
Yeah, his touches. Actually, that's one of the things that my brother and I were talking about on the way here because I think he's got him on one of his fantasy teams. His touches were limited because they were trying to work him back up to speed. Right. But yeah, I think he's going to be a full go this week, and that'll help tremendously take pressure off Jordan Love. Yeah, I don't see the Packers really having much of a problem here. Now, of course, the reason that I am in the location that I am in, Pittsburgh at home against Baltimore. I already know what you're going to fucking say, so go ahead and say it.
Baltimore's winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to do it. Even though if we get a chance either this week or next week, I think you said next week, week 6, we're going to go third the way in and reevaluate our predictions, which mine might change. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think if they can just put the pieces together, Baltimore's got one of the best teams in the NFL. They just can't do anything with what they got. They're not, 1 week they're really good, 1 week they're really bad. 1 week the defense is okay, 1 week the defense sucks. 1 week Lamar Jackson shows up, the other week he doesn't even look like he's threw a football before. It's just put it together and they're going to be something to look at. But they're going to win. I know they're going to beat Pittsburgh. I don't even think it's going to be close. I really don't. Sorry, buddy. I said last week if Pittsburgh lost against Houston, I never picked them again, and I'm not going to. And not only because of that, but I think Baltimore is going to beat them.
Fair enough. All right. All that said, we look like absolute shit last week against Houston. Our offense is in shambles. Everybody outside of that locker room knows that our coaching staff is terrible, especially on the offensive side of the ball. If you just go back and look at Matt Canada's resume, he's never really been all that successful any fucking where that he's ever been. All that being said, we're banged up. Fryermuth is out. Deontay's still gone. Of course, Hayward's gone. 2 starters on our offensive line are out. So we're going to have the rookie Broderick Jones making his first start, although he did play a lot last week. I believe Nick Herbig is going to start for James Daniels. Defensive side of the ball, Patrick Peterson ain't it. Terrell Austin, our DC, said that he doesn't believe that Porter is ready. I disagree. I think he's you got to get him in there. Hopefully he plays a lot. Zay Flowers has been tremendous for Baltimore thus far. But it's fucking Ravens week, and we're coming off a really ugly, ugly loss. And despite my hatred for Matt Canada, and despite my tremendous ill will towards Mike Tomlin right now, one thing has always remained with Mike Tomlin and his teams, that when they get embarrassed like that against a bad team and then they come up against a good team that nobody gives them a chance for, here they are.
They normally pull it out. Yep.
Yeah, they tell you, look, we're not done yet. And for that fucking reason and that reason alone, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be fucking low scoring. It's probably going to be a surprise at the end. I think Baltimore is probably going to control most of the game. I think we're going to keep it just close enough that Chris Boswell is going to win it for Pittsburgh with a minute, 10 seconds left. And TJ and Highsmith and Minka are going to hold Lamar there at the end. Pittsburgh wins. 19-16.
That's a pretty specific prediction there, script holder.
I'm telling you, yeah, right.
Look,
go back and look at the Steeler-Ravens games over the last 10 years, and the amount of 3-point wins, regardless of which side it is absolutely insane. And I think that's where we're at here. It might take a defensive touchdown. But yeah, I think Pittsburgh on the foot of the Wizard of Oz is going to get the win. Plus, there's a factor that nobody in the world, except for the 2 guys in this fucking house, know about. I've been here 3 times, and every time I've seen them play, it's been against the Ravens. I'm currently 1-1 in that series, but the one that I lost was back in 2000, which the Ravens won the Super Bowl, and our fucking quarterback was Kent fucking Graham. Okay. Who exactly?
Yeah. I don't even remember him,
but that's not the reason that I'm guaranteeing a Steeler victory this week. I'm guaranteeing a Steeler victory this week.
Drop it. These dogs are going to be
because that dude's sitting over there looking at his phone, not paying attention.
That's an odd place to be laying.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting ready to go out.
I'm just going to chill at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. That guy right there. What, 9? Yes. He has been to 9 Pittsburgh Steeler games, many here, and he's traveled all over Tennessee, Chicago. 9 Pittsburgh Steeler games that he's been to.
Yeah.
0 losses in those games. So I've got the fucking magic charm with me. Bet the house right now Pittsburgh wins this fucking game because that man doesn't see him lose.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
No, he can't, but I'll repeat it if you need me to.
No one is perfect, and he's going to end today.
He's not today.
Tomorrow, sorry.
He says no one is perfect, and it's going to be tomorrow.
You're going to be 9-1 and a very disappointed loss.
Well, see, that's my
at
fear.
Home.
That's my fear, is that if we, it's not going to happen, but let's just say lightning strikes and we do lose, he'll never take me to another game again because I'll be the fucking streak breaker.
Well, we'll just have to go to Pittsburgh, Chicago games or something here close.
No, we can't do that because the last time I went to fucking Chicago, we were actually good. Chicago was fucking shit. and Chicago handed it to us. Absolutely handed it to us.
I don't want to tell you then. You switch to baseball or something then.
I can't do that either. The fucking Cubs fell apart too. So
yeah. Well,
but yeah, I'm riding that wave. Pittsburgh wins.
No, they don't.
We'll see.
Not happening.
Who you got in this Oklahoma-Texas game?
Oh man,
Red River rivalry.
Yeah, and they're both really good. Finally, I'm going to take Oklahoma. I don't even know why. Just
Oklahoma puts points. I mean, they can score on anybody. The problem is their defense isn't quite up to speed yet. And for that reason, I think Texas is going to get the win. But I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to
be nuts.
High 30s, maybe even 40s. Close game, but I think Texas gets the win there. What the hell are you doing?
If your mom sees you chewing on that, she's going to kill me and you. Quit it.
I'm assuming that's the dog, not one of the kids.
No. One kid's sleeping, one kid's at work. The other one, I think, went to play video games or something.
Oh, right on.
He was mad because I took his headset, but he'll get over it.
Oh, yeah.
But no.
Nobody's online this early on a fucking Saturday anyway.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I never remember being up this early playing games when I was a kid, but these kids, I don't even think they sleep.
Yeah. I mean, I would, if I wasn't here in Pittsburgh, my ass would be on the Xbox at home right now. And, if we didn't have a full day of driving around the city here, I'd go turn that sumbitch on now that I have my 12-inch long power cable and Wi-Fi that I had to fucking hack the goddamn password to get into.
Well, it's been an adventure.
So, all right. Well, it's Saturday. I won't keep you.
And Jonathan Taylor is expected to play if all goes well. Quotes, if all goes well.
What has to go well?
I don't know, but that came out.
I mean, if he didn't get hurt in practice yesterday, they're not going to practice today other than like a walkthrough. I mean, I guess he could fucking blow his knee out in a walkthrough if you try really hard, but I don't think he'll get a whole lot of touches. But again, he's a horse, so we'll see how healthy he is. And maybe they know something we don't, but I'm not going to activate him this week. I'll wait and see. But watch, I say that, and he's going to rush for 225 and 14 touchdowns. And then I'll activate him, and he'll get pissed again and want to be traded. And did you know that Pittsburgh, the rumor was Pittsburgh
we will see Jonathan Taylor on the field officially. Listen.
All right. Well, according to Ian, yeah.
This week
Can you hear
practice
that?
all week. We will see Jonathan Taylor on the field. Officially listed as questionable for the Indianapolis Colts, but he was a full participant this week in practice all week. Remember, coming back from that surgically repaired ankle from the offseason, as Taylor told reporters this week, the only thing that really matters is him getting healthy. They just want to make sure that he's rebounded properly from the couple of days of practice, but he is expected to play if all goes well.
Okay, question for you.
There's that if all goes well thing again.
Yeah, I don't.
Unless there's a setback or a contract dispute in the locker room. I don't know.
Do you think things are good, or do you think he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go out and put an audition tape out there and see if a team will come get me here before week, 6 trade deadline?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Pittsburgh was rumored to be in the market for making that trade. I don't know if they still are after Najee actually looked like Najee last week, even though the rest of the offense didn't.
Right. And Miami was in that conversation, but then they got most certain a chain or a chine or whatever he wants to be called.
A chain.
Is going nuts. So are they still in the conversation?
Jeff Wilson.
Who knows?
Jeff Wilson's supposed to be coming back fairly soon too.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know I don't know the whole contract situation. Is he losing game checks? Is he, since he's still on the injury report because of the ankle, he's still getting paid? Is he wanting to put an audition tape out there to see if he can get picked up by somebody? Is he kind of seeing where Indy's going? They're looking okay. Maybe he's that missing link to put them over the top so they can make a playoff run. I don't really know what's in his head. It's definitely an audition tape, but for who, I don't really know yet. But he's a baller, man. He wants to play ball. He's there to play football. It's, as you know, doing anything you love, it's hard to sit back and watch for a month or more of everybody else getting to do it and you can't.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to go back to my prediction. Maybe he sees what the rest of us are starting to see with Anthony Richardson and looks at that and like, that's a fucking quarterback I can win with.
He's a baller, man. Yeah. That dude can play ball. I didn't know really who he was coming in the season. I think we talked about that week 1 or so.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, we'll see. I wasn't super impressed with what I saw in preseason and whatnot, but the kid can play. Let him play.
Yeah.
And if you can get him and JT, then you got is it Harrison Jr.? Harrison, their receiver. I'm terrible at names.
Are you talking about from Ohio State?
No.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is still at Ohio State.
No.
They got Pittman
Jr. Sorry. I knew there was a junior in there. Yeah. Pittman is really good. I love watching that guy. I mean, it's there.
If they can keep Taylor and they can get another stud receiver, a solid number 2, then look out. That team's going to make some noise. And like I said in preseason, Anthony Richardson, when it's all said and done, is going to be the best quarterback to come out of that draft. I think he's progressing faster than what even I expected. But maybe JT sees that in him and is like, fuck, let's get it going. Or maybe he just wants to show other teams that, I'm good, come get me. So we'll find out. Like I said,
it's definitely an audition tape, but I'm not really sure for who yet.
Yeah, agreed. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go and tour the city and get some Primani Brothers. You ever heard of that place? It's a Pittsburgh Staples sandwich place. They put pile fries and slaw, and it's good shit. But anyway,
sounds good. Oh, one last thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard about it. The Randy Gregory trade to the Niners.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see him. I was curious.
We're cutting him. They said we're going to grant him his release. And then literally by the time we finished our drive here, they're like, oh no, just kidding. We're going to trade him to a team that, of all the teams in the NFL, this is the one that doesn't need help on defense.
Right.
But we're going to give him, a guy that put up double-digit sacks last year.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I didn't know if Dallas was going to go try to get, do a reunite, but I know there was a lot of bad blood there with Randy Gregory and how he left Dallas. So I hope he doesn't play this week, which I don't think he will.
I bet he does.
But yeah, it's definitely I've been looking at it. I've been following it to see if he's going to play or not, because that's definitely a guy I don't want.
He's healthy, right?
Oh yeah, he's healthy for sure.
Yeah, he'll play. I mean, it's maybe 10 snaps or so passing situations, but there's no way that they're not going to play him. They're going to put him probably on the other side of.
It says right here,
Bosa.
Niners coach Kyle Shanahan confirmed the trade Friday afternoon, adding that Gregory passes physical in San Francisco, but won't be available to play until after week 5.
Well, never mind then.
So he won't be there.
Never mind then. All right. Either way,
he'll be there the next 2. He'll be there the next 2 times we play. San Francisco.
Next 2.
Yep.
You want to clear that up with me here?
Hold on. What happened?
You only play him once.
I meant the total this time and in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself there, buddy.
My fault. All right, we're good. I don't know what happened. The laptop went dumb.
Oh,
we're good now.
Speaking of the laptop issue, the reason why that I had to have you pull up the document and everything is all of a sudden, excuse me, my fucking Chrome browser just doesn't work.
Oh,
I try and I'm on whatever they call it, Edge or whatever, because I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
get
what I'm using too.
when I pulled up Chrome, it's like, nope, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to fucking uninstall that and reinstall it. Shambles, man. This trip has been fucking shambles.
Well, it's
All the
not
more
gonna.
reason why it's gonna end well on Sunday.
No, misery loves company, and you're gonna get some more of it tomorrow.
Well, if that happens, then I'll probably jerk the wheel as we're crossing one of Pittsburgh's 471 bridges, and you'll find us at the bottom of the fucking confluence over here.
Well, I hope that don't happen, but I still think Pittsburgh's gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm going to what's called the Terrible Tailgate, which is put on by SteelerNation.com that I've been a part of since like 2001. Those guys have a great tailgate. Ike Taylor is going to be there.
Sweet.
Yeah, they got basically all you can eat and drink for, I think it's $50. So if anybody watches this today and you're going to the game and you've never checked out the Terrible Tailgate, it's in Red Lot A. I invite you to come check it out. And hell, if you're watching and you want to meet me, I'll be around. As of right now, I'm planning to rock the Color Rush Harrison jersey, but like I said, we're getting ready to go shopping. I might just have to pick me up a TJ jersey to rock in the
There you
game.
go.
But either way, this is the face you'll see. Find me, I'll buy you a drink, even though they're free. But I just won't talk about that.
But just be safe out there, buddy.
Absolutely.
Hope you have a hell of a day, hell of a weekend. Yeah, bring me back a gift.
I'm gonna bring you back a gift. All right, it's a big fat dub.
It'll be an L. It'll be a huge L.
Yeah.
In purple, I'd like it in purple, please.
Yeah. I got your purple right down here swinging, buddy. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Thanks for watching.
For sure.
Folks. We will catch you later this week.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Peace.